Didn't know how, but I was soon to learn how. And then one other thing happened, and that was within 8 months, a lot of miracles unfolded that actually put me in Italy at the Dolomites, hiking the very Dolomites I used for my visualization to heal.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Ability Podcast. I am your host, Nick Yerhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. This episode of the Infinite Abilities Podcast is brought to you by the one and only Infinite Toolbox, where just like all other toolboxes, we will get the job done, guaranteed. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking to save time, boost revenue, or automate your processes, Infinite Toolbox has got you covered. With powerful tools designed to drive leads, expand your reach, and gain your industry secrets, we help you work smarter, not harder. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Visit us at infinitetoolbox.com. That's infinitetoolbox.com, and discover how infinite your potential really is. All right, everyone. So today I have Tammy Brunson, and this is going to be a great episode. So let's just jump right into it. So, Tammy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I live in Florida, and I love to enjoy the beach and enjoy the sunshine, and I'm very into holistic healing. I am very passionate about hiking, surfing, getting out into nature and just enjoying big long hikes. And then I come onto podcasts and I talk about another passion of mine, which is understanding that everything around us is energy and we have energetic bodies. And just to share with people how we can heal ourselves and how we can shift into a different version of ourselves. There's all kinds of possibilities that we have not yet discovered that we have the ability to do.
Yep, there is. And, number one, I love Florida. I plan on moving down there. I'm currently up in Minnesota. So Florida is a big change, and I can't wait to get away from the winter. So, and then I'm all for holistic healing, holistic health, everything. I started my holistic journey about, I'd say a year and a half ago. And, just how much better I feel. It's just incredible. Like I have less pain. I walk better. I talk better. I can think better. Like everything just improves. So it's just
so true.
Incredible.
When you start to understand what we're capable of, I like to tell people we are the writer, the director, and the actor in our own play. And we have just the same as we unconsciously breathe. We don't consciously have our lungs extract in and out so that we can breathe. We also unconsciously manifest what we want. And once you become conscious of it, then you can start to write the story and act out the story and be the creator in your life experience.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm experiencing. I meditate. I say my affirmations every day, and like I'm, bringing the life I want into reality. One step at a time, every day.
Love it. And you are a great example of that. I looked into your story and I'm very impressed with what you've done for yourself as well. And everybody has this capability in them. I would talk to the wall. If the wall will listen, I'll talk to it. So whoever wants to hear what happened to me and how I came across this knowledge, I'm happy to share.
Well, I wanted to get into it because I know that you went through a very difficult time. And, that's what I like to share on this show is, people that overcame very challenging times and how they got through it. That's the important thing. It's like, we all go through hard times. Every one of us. We all have challenges. I like to say, we all kind of have a disability in some sort of way, one shape or another. And I also like to say it's more of a different ability than a disability. So, can you share your story and what happened and how you got through it?
I'd love to, yes. So many different things transpired to bring me to the point, but I was a single mom and working for the airlines, and I would work in the middle of the night. It was mostly just for benefits. And I'd go board airplanes while my kids slept, and they had grandpa and grandma looking after them, and that's how I got our benefits. And this particular night, I was headed up about 1 a.m. to go board an airplane. I give the time because it's to help understand that there was nobody out on the tarmac. Okay, so it's completely empty, and I am walking up on the tarmac because we bypass security when we go to board a plane, and we had a few employees who were parking tugs for the night, and one of the gals, a real young gal, was driving the tug that pushes back airplanes, and she circled around and looked the other direction because sometimes out on that tarmac they forget that there's people walking around, and she looked the other direction, and she ended up running me flat over with the tug. My radio to communicate with people flew across the tarmac, so now I have no communication abilities to me. She got scared, parked the tug, jumped off the tug, hopped on another one, and took off to the other terminal. And unfortunately, that tug was on my left leg. And so I had no way of getting a hold of anybody. And by the time I did, it resulted in a crush injury to my left leg that was causing me to get no blood flow, very little, if any, blood flow. And it caused a compact crushed injury where all my tendons, nerves, everything just compacted together from my knee down.
Well, and a lot of people might not know, but a tug weighs a lot. I can't remember how much, but it's tens of tons. Like, it's a lot.
Yes.
So that's
it was.
wow.
And, this anytime you get that heavy of a machinery on a limb, and it's getting no blood flow. By the time I came out of my medical, had everything that happened that night. I'm not conscious at this time, but by the time I came out of consciousness, I had a leg that was 5 times the size and black and blue from the knee down. And I was left with a syndrome called complex regional pain syndrome. It's basically from a crush injury that leaves you with that. And it's basically nerve pain because the nerves are all crushed into everything. The nerve pain I was receiving was on the pain Richter scale over childbirth. And I was having this pain 24/7. And I'm someone with a lot of faith, a lot of optimism, which is probably going to play into this story later. But at that time, I just had faith in what the doctors were telling me, and I was doing everything the doctors were telling me. A couple of years later, I ended up on tons of medication to the point where I was almost incoherent. And I was nowhere. I did not get further in healing this crush injury. I'd had multiple surgeries. I was left with the diagnosis of, we can amputate the leg from the knee down, or we can put you on high doses of ketamine and reset your brain, put you in a coma for 5 days, and hoping that the brain will not remember the injury. But then I had over a 50% chance of not remembering my entire life. Or live with it. So those were my 3 options. And by the time I got to a couple of years, neither of those options looked good. And I was pretty discouraged because this very optimistic gal was reaching out to whatever source was available, God, universe, higher self, whatever you want to call a higher source. And I basically said, take me or heal me. And I meant it. I was done. I was over. I was not going to go with those 3 options. I only wanted to be out of here or heal.
Yep.
And so, and I really meant it,
Mhm.
I like to push that because over those previous 2 years, I didn't have a passionate plea at that time. I
Yeah.
was just kind of going with the flow. But by this
Mhm.
time, this was a heartfelt prayer. And I'm not talking about just take me or heal me. I'm
Mhm.
talking about a heartfelt moment between me and a higher power where I genuinely, with all my heart, said, take me or heal me. And
Yeah.
that's such an important part of the story because what I share moving forward that I did not know at that time is the empowerment we have between our thoughts and our magnetism, the magnet that our heart produces when it
Mhm.
really wants a desired outcome. And so that's the reason I share that part of the story so passionately,
Yeah.
because that is an important part because my thoughts and my heart's desire matched up, which
Yeah.
is what further allows my miraculous healing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I once say a line is like you're unstoppable. You
Yes.
know, it's like it's amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I usually even like to take all of that a step further. And I like to say that alignment is in three. It's in the
Mhm.
heart, mind, and the body. So when
Yep.
you get the heart, mind, and the body aligned,
Mhm.
you're unstoppable.
Yep.
And yeah, and I agree with you, Nick. That is an extremely important part. So
Mhm.
so that was a little bit of a spoiler alert because I did 100% heal. Within 3 days, I had two miracles come into my life. I had a son and a daughter-in-law who were hiking the Dolomites in Italy, and they filmed it with a drone, and they created a YouTube video. And I just unknowingly started visualizing. And by saying unknowingly, it was because I watched the video and I hiked so
Mhm.
much with my children and was passionate about it that I could I could feel myself out there as I was watching the
Mhm.
beautiful video done with a drone and
Mhm.
all the, just mountains, clouds that I just got into that became my happy place every day. I
Yeah.
turned on that video at least once a day, and that was my happy time. So
Mhm.
that's a very important part of the story.
Mhm.
And then the second thing that happened is I had an old college friend who reached out to me. I hadn't even told them about my injury. She just said, you kept coming to my mind, so I thought I'd give you a call. And I don't call that a coincidence. You
No.
have a higher power who can put thoughts, and
Mhm.
she had a thought to call me because she had a very important piece for me. And that was, she told me her aunt had recently healed from energy healing.
Mhm.
So that just sparked something in me. And I was like, send me the name and number of whoever your aunt used. I would
Mhm.
love to try that myself because I'm at the point I'll try anything. So
Yep.
within those 3 days, those are the two things I started doing that I changed in my day-to-day life. And that was the
Mhm.
video, and I started doing energy healing.
That's amazing. And it's amazing how I like to say everything happens for a reason.
Hmm.
And that right there is a great example of that. Like, you know, God or the universe, whatever people believe in, you know, you were given those miracles for a reason at the right time when
Yeah,
you need it the most.
zero doubt.
And
Hmm.
yeah, so yeah, that's I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, so within 3 months of starting energy healing and the visualization,
Mhm.
again unknowingly, because I hadn't yet learned, I
Yep.
just started it. After 3 months, I was 100% healed. I already
Wow.
saw a huge change in just 1 month.
Mhm.
My thoughts started to shift towards, do I really need this medicine? I'm starting to feel a little better. I don't think I need
Mhm.
as much medicine today. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden, I had an idea to put a label around my medicine that said, do you really need this right now? So that I
Yep.
wouldn't do something out of a habit. And
Mhm.
so within those, the healing was gradual if you were to know my play by play in those 3 months. But
Mhm.
to most people, it was miraculous because it
Yeah.
was just a day that I decided I'm going to walk to the mailboxes. And at this time, I had not walked more than 10 steps. My foot was before I started the visualization and the energy healing, my foot was 5 times the size. So to step down on it was extremely painful, excruciating pain. So to walk 10 steps even, I was in an electric scooter the entire time from the accident until until I decided to go for this walk. And I just said, I think I can walk to the mailboxes. I lived out on 20 acres. So walking to the mailboxes was a pretty big feat at that time. And I walked to the mailboxes and I was fine. So at this time though, you need to know this 3 months, I was not 5 times the size. So that's the reason I felt I could possibly do this, is because my leg had completely went back to normal. And so then I walked to the mailboxes and I'm like, wow, I think I can go further. I walked further. Wow. And I ended up doing the entire walk that I had done at least 2 times a day before my injury. And it was just my favorite walk. At that time, I lived out in Napa Valley, California. I lived out near wineries. It just gorgeous hills. So it's a gorgeous walk. And I did the entire thing. And after that day, I walked at least 2 to 3 times a day, passionately, with this biggest smile on my face. Just my energy was miraculously I was ecstatic because I was back walking again. It was like this miracle had just unfolded. Didn't know how, but I was soon to learn how. And then one other thing happened, and that was within 8 months, a lot of miracles unfolded that actually put me in Italy at the Dolomites, hiking the very Dolomites I used for my visualization to heal.
That's incredible. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's a cool story.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, can you kind of explain what energy healing is?
Sure. I like to tell people it really is about forgiving yourself and forgiving others, is what energy healing is in a nutshell. But it is between an energy healer, which I now am certified in energy healing. An energy healer brings a frequency of healing. So certain frequencies offer, certain abilities that we can do. And so when I first started out in energy healing and connected with my energy healer, I was not at a frequency to heal myself, but I was at a high enough frequency to have faith that if I connect with this energy healer, I'm going to heal. So that's all a person needs, is enough faith and to book the appointment and give permission to someone who is certified and understands energy and keeps their frequency day-to-day basis at a place that they can offer that healing. So that's an important piece. And so the healer is not healing the person. The person is genuinely healing themselves, but it's kind of like there for a while they borrow the frequency of connecting with that person. And that person acts kind of as a medium to help assist them in finding emotions that they throughout their life trapped, or thoughts that they've been programmed with, because that's a very important part of it too. Energy healing is mind reprogramming. So you're changing the way you think about something, or maybe it's about money, maybe it's about family, maybe it's about relationships, maybe it's many different things depending on what you didn't want to deal with as you were evolving in life. And so when you do energy healing, once you get to a certain point, you first have to forgive yourself. You can't sit there and be saying, oh, I made too many bad choices in life. Like for me, I had been through a couple of divorces at this time, and I was really hard on myself because I felt I had made such terrible decisions. But really, my first marriage was at 20 years old. How many of us know what we're going to do with our entire life at 20 years old? But yet I had a program from religion that made me think, oh, I'm divorced. I did something bad. And so
Mm-hmm.
therefore, when we are running that program, we can end up making a lot of decisions that are what we kind of call looping, or
Yep.
in a same loop that is karmic.
Yep.
So,
And a lot of people don't even realize it. You
yes,
do it not even knowing. Yeah, So for me, I'm a coach, so I understand what you're saying. When you're a coach, a lot of how you help your clients is you don't teach them anything. You just help them reveal
yes,
things.
yes.
So I definitely get that.
Very much so. That's
Hmm.
exactly. Just they heal themselves. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. And I like to use sometimes. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I believe
Hmm.
all religious institutions have something to share and started from some point that was supposed to be helpful to humanity. But I
Yeah.
like to share the story that's told in the Bible about the 10 lepers, because
Hmm.
energy healing is what Jesus offered to everyone. This is how he he carried the frequency of healing. This is why people sought him out. So the
Hmm.
10 lepers, when they came to him, they had leprosy. And all he told them to do is go to the royal courts and pronounce yourself healed, and you'll be healed. So when they left Jesus, they
Hmm.
were still lepers,
Hmm.
but they had to heal themselves with their faith. From the time
Hmm.
they walked away from Jesus to the time they got to the royal courts, they had to have enough faith to keep walking to the royal courts, because if the royal courts saw them still with leprosy, they were going to get locked back up in the camps that they
Hmm.
kept lepers in at that time. So that
Yeah.
takes a lot of faith, which is
Hmm.
similar to the faith that I had to have when I says, I'm just going to go out and walk. I can do this. I know I can
Hmm.
do it. It's just something you start to feel in your body, because it's time for you to step into the beautiful piece of puzzle you are for humanity. So it's
Hmm.
kind of like stepping into your hero's journey.
Yep, I agree. That's so amazing. So, how long has it been since you healed?
My healing, it's been, I was just talking to my daughter-in-law about this because I couldn't believe
Mm,
how long it's been. It's been like 8 or 9 years. So
wow,
it's been a long time. Yeah.
that's good. That's
And
good.
and so then what it did is I set myself up on a learning. I went on, a huge, for like 2 years, I was just walking, and I had audible books. And
Yeah.
it's just, I was just absorbing. I was like a sponge. I learned
Mm-hmm.
about, neuroscience and the brain and our
Hmm.
thoughts and what happens. Our thoughts are a receptor that send out a reception, and our heart is a magnet that magnifies the experiences and people that
Hmm.
we need in order to let our thoughts become reality. And I
Yeah.
just, I just absorbed all the information I can.
Hmm.
Um, and I still am absorbing. You never stop evolving and learning. You are
No.
always constantly. So there's never an
Yeah.
end to it, which is exciting.
Yeah. I
But yeah.
say that all the time too.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk more about your business. So you know what what do you offer, and how do you help your clients?
Okay, sure. I come with a collective of experience, and that is
Hmm.
that I have certifications in energy healing, mind reprogramming, as well as channeling. So the services that I bring to clients when they work with me is I am considered a life coach. I'm
Hmm.
helping coach them. I really narrowed down trying to shift into a higher evolved timeline for yourself.
Okay.
um, we believe there's just one version of ourselves. That's the boots on the ground who you and I are talking right now. But there are many versions of ourselves, and
Yep.
we connect to the timelines of those versions of a higher evolved version of ourselves.
Hmm.
And I do that through offering appointments that you combine. I can separate them. I do offer services individually, but
Hmm.
I combine them with any client who works with me, using energy healing, reprogramming the mind, and also sometimes I just break out into a channel because
Hmm.
I do channel on a daily basis, and I've got 3 certifications in channeling, and I have learned how to use that as a medium when someone's higher self wants to give a message to them. I allow that by shifting into a brainwave that allows it allows information for them to come in from that meditative state.
Okay. Yeah.
It's no different than sometimes if you've been meditating, or maybe sometimes in the shower or something, you get a thought, a aha thought, or something that comes in. So for me, I am consciously offering myself as that channel and allowing those aha moments, or that blurb of information to come in. And
Yeah.
so
Wow, that's so awesome. So, I mean, everybody listening, reach out to Tammy. You can tell she knows what she's doing. She's helping a lot of people. And it all started with her, Tammy helping herself, which is how a lot of us end up on the journey we're on. We figure out something that really helped us, and now we go out and we share it with the world. So that's incredible, Tammy.
thank you. And thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And
That's definitely everybody's. Everybody wrote out a storyline for themselves before they came here. And so everybody is here to tap into who they are in the soul, what the soul wanted to experience without all the programming from when we were a child, from church, from school. All of that is ready in this energy right now. The world, humanity is ready for this. And so, and you will feel drawn to the people you're drawn to. You'll find everybody has their own little niche, and that is the beauty of it all, is that you're not out here competing. I don't compete with anybody. I say I'll talk to the wall if the wall will listen, because I'm just here saying this is what happened to me. And I'd love to share with you how I evolved out of that and became this version of myself. Because not only did I heal this leg, but I have never been healthier in these past 9 years than I am today. I haven't seen a doctor since this miraculous healing. I have not been to the doctor. Have I had a cold? Sure. We all do. I still live in this materialistic world that carries germs. But I have the knowledge of how to self-heal.
Yeah, exactly. So my slogan is, your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
That means that, well, this is what it means to me.
Okay.
Is that our mind cannot conceive of a new solution to our life problems, because it is only made to remember something you've already experienced or worry about something you may experience.
Ooh.
So an infinite possibility has to come from our subconscious mind. That is where 90% of our soul's path resides. So so connecting to your infinite possibilities, to me, means connecting to your subconscious mind and connecting to your superpowers that you were born with.
I agree. That was an incredible meaning to you. So thank you for sharing that. And then how can people reach out to you?
Sure. If you'd like to reach out to me, my website is tammy-brunson.com. And on there, I do offer a free energy healing session consultation. I actually work with you on energy healing and give an introduction to what it is I do for no charge. There's a place just to click on there. You can also find me on social media, and I go by both my name, Tammy Brunson, as well as Cracks in the Illusion.
Awesome. All right, everyone, you know where to go. You know what to do. So, all right, Tammy, this was super helpful. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for anyone listening. I appreciate it.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me here, the Nick Yerhart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth, help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.